We good to start? Okay. Hey everyone, I am Jason2890, and I'm going to be playing Cuphead for you today. For those of you that are not familiar with Cuphead, this is an awesome game made a few years ago by a small indie company named Studio MDHR. They put their heart and souls into this game. It's awesome. It's definitely paid off. Definitely check it out. It's completely hand-drawn, every frame of animation in the game, and it's done in a 1930s art style. It's got amazing music, and it is a very difficult game, notorious for its difficulty. Joining me on commentary is SBDWolf.
Hello everybody, you might have seen me earlier with Castlevania, and yeah, I'm also played this awesome game. Recommend it if you haven't played it already.
And we are going to start. I believe Mugman won the donation incentive, so we're going to be playing as Mugman today. So let's get this going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Nice.
Okay, so right in the beginning, we're going to be doing a couple run and gun levels to go get some coins to buy power-ups that we're going to use throughout the run. And while I'm doing that, Wolf, if you don't mind explaining the category that we're doing and the version that we're playing on.
Yes, okay, so you might have, if you've seen Cuphead already at GDQ, it was run by TMR and it was run on the Legacy version, which was the first release version of the game that had a lot more exploits. And a lot of those exploits have since been patched. So this is what Jason is doing now. He's running on a more recent version, and a lot of threats are going to be incredibly different, simply because of the lack of a lot of tricks that he's not going to be able to use. But the run is going to be incredibly interesting because of that. It's going to be closer to a bit or more intended route, and it's going to be able to showcase more of this game. And as far as the category, it's called all flags. It means basically all the stages, or raising all the flags on all the stages. So that means all the bosses and all the optional running gun levels as well. So you're going to be able to see that too.
Mm-hmm. And that's the first level right there, Forest Follies. There are 6 of these running gun stages throughout the run, and we have to do all of them as part of the category, but mainly just we're going to be getting coins to buy power-ups. And the thing I love about this category is that we end up using quite a wide range of weapons and charms throughout the run. So you get to see a lot of different weapon combinations and see how well they work against certain bosses.
That's right. One of them we're gonna see later in particular is gonna be the main abused charm, which is gonna look beautiful. It's called Whetstone, and if you played this game, you might not have been terribly impressed by Whetstone, but trust me, once we get there, it's gonna be incredibly instrumental to this run.
Yeah, Whetstone is, in the right hands, the most dangerous charm in the game. So you'll see it kind of breaks the game open a bit. And I'm hoping that Studio MDHR doesn't see it and decide to nerf it in the future, because it really lets you do a level of damage which brings you close to the amount of damage you do with the weapon swap glitch in the Legacy version. That's how quickly we'll be killing some of the bosses later.
Right. Especially useful for plain bosses. We're gonna see those later, but you can really use it to the fullest extent there. So that was the second running gun level.
Yep. So now we're gonna go to the shop and buy a couple of upgrades here, and then we're gonna go start fighting some of these bosses.
Mm-hmm. But it looked like he took a bit of a detour, and he did, but he did it to get more coins, since he has to do that running on level anyway. And these coins are going to be useful right now to buy more items and speed up some of these early bosses.
Here we go. We're going into the first boss, the Root Pack. And another interesting thing that they added in the most recent, like this is the most recent version of the game, which came out alongside the Switch version last year, and they added a few new pieces of content. There's actually secret phases during some of the bosses, and we're going to see one right here. You could explain what's going on right here, Wolf.
On the lubber? Yeah, this is a glitch that gets
not necessarily the lobber, but just that secret phase that we did right there.
Okay, yeah. There's too many things to explain, man.
Yeah, this is a very intense run. A lot of things going on here. So
we'll talk about the lubber later. But this is a secret phase. It was added in version 1.2, and this is an alternate way to go through the fight, which skips the second phase at the cost of making final phase harder. And to us speedrunners, it doesn't matter if it's harder; it's just gotta be faster.
Yep. Plus, it's cool to show off. It actually ends up being extremely close to the same amount of time to do that fight the normal way as opposed to the secret route way. But hey, we got these secrets in the game, and it's basically the same time. We might as well show them off, right?
Yep. So there's gonna be. Oh no, actually, it's faster with this route. I forgot. Yeah, with this route, all the secrets are faster. So we're gonna be showing off all of them.
Of course, I got the flies first RNG, not the most ideal RNG. Because we're gonna try to do a skip here, and I'm gonna have to take damage twice.
Yeah, this is gonna be risky. So, this fight, since they gain invincibility every time you finish like a phase or a cycle, the way you save time on this fight is by skipping cycles, and sometimes it gets hard. You have to do crazy stuff like that.
Just missed the one cycle slots here. I didn't have full cards going into this because of how I had to play the previous phase, so just missed killing that on one cycle, but that's okay. That was still a really good fight. Got that super skip at least.
Nice.
Alright, so moving on, we're going to be fighting Goopy Legrand next. Goopy Legrand, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's this big blue slime guy, and some of you guys may notice a lot of references to other video games in this. Like Ruby and Crooks, for instance, had a... they kind of have attacks and poses similar to Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter. This guy is kind of like just a typical slime boss from like the Dragon Quest games.
Yep.
Or just a typical slime enemy. Not too difficult, he mostly just jumps around. We're going to be following him as close as we can with spread and lobber, just to make sure we do as much damage as possible to him. I'm going to try to do a quick kill on his final phase.
Have you explained lobber? This might be the time for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lobber reacts. On previous version, it was glitched in such a way so that when you hit the ground, it automatically hit twice, activates twice, so you get to deal double damage. And then there was a property of it where if you sandwich in between, wow, the boss is already over, man. There's no time to explain anything. Anyway, if you sandwich it in between the boss and the ground, you can deal triple damage because it hits the ground twice and then it also hits the boss directly. On 1.2, they fixed the first part of the glitch, so it doesn't activate twice, but you can still sandwich it in between the hitbox and the ground, so you can now hit it for double damage. And I believe it's pixel and probably sub-pixel perfect. It's been looked into. You can get it or miss it on the same visual pixel, so it's kind of weird. But we expect some sub-pixel properties or whatever. Or something we haven't quite cracked yet, but that's the general theory. Plane level. Plane level Cuphead switches it up here. It turns from a running gun to a shoot 'em up. Part of what makes this game great. And these damage boosts here, they're really good to rack up damage because these plane axes, they don't expire, but they hit a tick every once in a while. They're inside a hitbox. So by hitting a hitbox that drifts away from the plane axe, you can have it hit a lot of times and deal a lot of damage. These phases are going by very quickly.
Okay. This is always an intense fight because you have to take those 2 damage boosts if you're trying to save as much time as possible, so you end up fighting the second half of this boss with only 1 HP. So any small mistake ends up having to do this entire fight again, and this UFO section is no joke either, so I'll hopefully get through this no problem. Okay.
But stuff to do, you do to save time.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. You gotta take these risks.
Chase for seconds or even frames sometimes requires.
Alright, and then coming up, we're already at the end of Aisle 1. We have the final boss of Aisle 1, Cagney Carnation. It's one of my favorites. People that have been in my stream before have seen the emote for this guy, but he's got really awesome music and he's got some sweet dance moves. So we're gonna go fight him right now and try to knock him out as quickly as possible. Shame about this game is that the music is so good, but because we're speedrunning it, we don't get to hear too much of it. So another reason to get the OST for this game.
these tracks, they're all like incredibly jazzy, and they become really good, especially once a few minutes pass in the track, and of course you don't get to hear any of this. Go listen to the track, to the OST individually. I promise it's worth it.
What will this be without some crazy damage boost at the end, right?
Yep.
I probably cut that a lot closer than I intended to, but it worked out. That's it for Aisle 1, though. That's the final boss of Aisle 1. We actually have about 20 or 30 seconds before the next boss if you want to squeeze some donations in.
Absolutely, we've got a lot coming in. In fact, I got a really big one. Let me drop this here for you. We've got $5,500 from the Yeti, who says, "Hey all, Yeti here. Thank you for supporting this amazing event. With your orders, we're happy to announce we're able to donate another $5,500 to Direct Relief, making our total $7,000 so far for this event. Incredible! A special thanks to all the organizers, runners, staff, and volunteers for setting up this event so quickly. Stay safe, everyone."
Round of applause in chat for that.
Yeah,
y'all can clap for that.
If you want to go talk about this boss a little bit, a lot of RNG involved in this boss.
yes. So, okay, the way this fight works is you fight 3 mini-bosses, and then you go fight Baroness himself. Problem is, there are a total of 5 minions, and the game randomly selects 3 of them. And not all minions are created equal, so they just take different amount of time to kill. So it's an RNG fiesta.
Luckily, we have HP to tank in the final phase here, so yeah, we're able to kill her before she's able to kill us just by doing a lot of very close shots there with damage boosting. It's always intense.
Oh yeah, that definitely helps.
Okay, and coming up here, we're going to actually talk to this little guy with glasses overhead. He's going to give us our second weapon for the plane levels, the mini bomb, which will come in handy in a few scenarios. And then we're going to actually dive into another run and gun up here, Funfair Fever, which is, in my opinion, the most difficult run and gun to speedrun. There's a lot of tricky stuff to deal with here, and the end section has a lot of RNG, but we'll try to get through it in one piece.
Yeah, and the objective here is also to collect, I believe, all 5 cones around, right? Trying to collect all 5 of them, so that we can buy all the things we
on this one next one. And this is actually the big reason why we picked up the smoke bomb, or the smoke bomb to do the smoke dash earlier. Is it ends up making this fight a lot less up to chance. And,
yes.
We equipped it earlier, even though we didn't need it on aisle 1, just to save us from having a menu on aisle 2 here.
This is otherwise, as someone who has had to run this run and gun without smoke bomb quite a lot of times, it's just such a painful level normally, and smoke bomb just makes this that much more of a breeze.
That end section is pretty tricky because that hot dog at the end throws these condiments out at random heights, and luckily you're able to smoke dash through them if you time it correctly. And we actually got a P rank on that too for pacifist for not killing any enemies.
Cool.
Not necessary for this run, but still a little cool.
Yeah, the game actually rewards you these ranks. If you get all P ranks on every single run and gun level, they actually give you a black and white filter so you can play this game in black and white.
Yeah, the level's designed to make it so that it's possible to beat all the levels without killing anyone. All the run and gun levels, anyway.
Worry Warbles, I believe it's technically potentially slightly faster to saving for later, but we do it now because we don't want to do it later when we have Whetstone.
Yeah, Whetstone you'll see later on, which we'll see in a few more bosses. It ends up making the fights very, very high risk. So you could probably save maybe 2 seconds if you do this boss later, but you make the fight maybe 10 times harder. But not the trade-off I'm willing to take right now.
And this fight is hard enough already, as it is.
Yeah. We try to make these fights all photo finishes at the end, guys. Got to keep you on the edge of your seat, because I'm on the edge of mine right now.
But it's all planned, right?
Obviously. A great deal of the damage boosts in this game are intended, because generally if you're not getting close enough to use the spread weapon on a boss near the end of the fight, then you're not doing it as fast as you could be. So a lot of these bosses where I'm able to use spread, I end up taking intentional damage just so we can make sure we get as much of the spread shot weapon itself is extremely short range, so you end up having to play extremely dangerously on a lot of these bosses to maximize your...
Yeah. Especially here on Grim, damage boosts are actually really good. They help against it.
Yeah, we're gonna use, hopefully, if we take enough, or if we don't take any unintentional damage, we'll be using some cool damage boosts later.
Yeah, to hopefully try and reduce the time of Final Phase in particular. If you have played this game, you probably remember this boss because of Final Phase specifically. It's just a really hard thing, really hard part of the game. We're probably gonna be able to reduce the time we have to go there, to stay there.
Let's go into it. Let's do it.
Oh. Nice.
Thank you. Like I said, we're not ending the fights on 1 HP. We're not doing it as fast as we could be. We're gonna do one more run and gun, and then we're gonna open up the pretty much the second half of the game. We're gonna take a second shop trip after the next run and gun, buy a few more items, 3 more charms and a weapon, and then we're gonna end up completely changing how we're fighting these bosses. It's gonna get a lot more intense, a lot more close, and a lot more dangerous.
Oh, absolutely.
But before that, we have my personal favorite run and gun, Funhouse Frazzle. There's a very interesting mechanic here where you can reverse gravity by parrying these little cards here. And we'll do a good portion of the level upside down.
This is probably one of my favorite levels too.
Yeah, good music. I mean, all levels have good music.
Oh, yes. Nice. And we don't go through the doors here, by the way, because of the version he's playing on. Maybe you might have seen some other runs that clip through them.
Yeah, on previous versions you could take damage on the walls and then just clip right through them without having to wait for them to open or destroy them. It saves maybe 5 seconds or so on that, but they patched that out. They patched out quite a few glitches, but not all the glitches, which we'll see later. There's actually a brand new glitch that's exclusive to this version of the game, seeing on Aisle 3.
I believe this is a pretty good balance of like the amount of glitches that you can use and just the amount of things that you have to do in full. It just ends up showing off a lot of things in the game that you won't see, a lot of phases, a lot of sprites, images.
Yeah, so you'll see now we equip the Whetstone Charm, and we're going to be playing these bosses very, very closely, because the Whetstone Charm, what it actually does is turns your parry into an axe attack, so you're able to damage the boss both by shooting and from parrying them. And like Wolf was saying earlier, a lot of people may have seen this charm on casual playthroughs, maybe used it once and said, I don't know, there's other things to use that are better, but if you do this the way that I'm doing it, you could save a ton of time.
Yeah. Like what really makes this charm so good is just how often you can use it, especially here on plain levels. So, you know, if you're a speedrunner, you're gonna try to maximize the amount of times you use it, and you just deal a lot of damage very quickly.
And we're gonna see a secret phase coming up here also. If you turn into a mini plane at the beginning of this phase, you end up going straight to final phase and seeing an alternate final phase with this little guy, who's, I don't know what his official name is, but we all call him Cuphead. Maybe that is his official name, but he's a little puppet Cuphead. Little cute guy, but now we have to go fight Jimmy, and he's got a lot more health with this secret phase, and you got to deal with this puppet shooting all these projectiles here.
Yep.
But we're just gonna get up close and personal and slap Jimmy on his pearly whites over here, and then the fight quick.
Again, skip a phase to make it harder.
Yep.
And it is slightly faster optimally. This one isn't much of a time difference though.
Yeah, the main difference in secret phases comes from the Sally glitch that we're gonna do on Aisle 3, which I'm excited to show you guys.
This charm, but oh, go ahead.
We have the Beppy fight, and he may be a clown, but this fight's no joke. have to use that. But this has with the famed Beppy glitch, which has been in the game since day one, and it was just never patched out. They just kept nerfing our damage, thinking, oh, we won't be able to do this glitch anymore, but we're going to try right now. It's very hard to do it on this version of the game. I'm going to try.
We'll see.
Got it. With 2 HP too.
So this ends up basically clearing phase 2 before it's even supposed to start. And what happens after is that phase 2 starts, but the trigger for phase 2 to end never ends up occurring. So you just never end up progressing past phase 2, and you finish the fight within phase 2.
And even though this phase is all glitched out right now, it is not easy by any means. You end up skipping a lot of time in phase transitions, but this fight ends up being pretty hectic with all these dog balloons flying everywhere, even though Beppy himself can't attack you.
Oh yeah, this is pretty dangerous.
We have time now. That's the end of Aisle 2. We have time for some more donations before the next boss in Aisle 3.
We've got a lot coming in. We've got $20 from Damien and Aki, who say, "Go Jason!" All caps.
What's up, Damien?
$5 from Good Guy Avocado. "Go Jason! Make it look easy again." And we've got $10 from Dude Ex Machina. "If we meet Sunshine and Doom Eternal incentives, we'll hit 150K before the end of the day. Let's make it happen." Both those incentives are coming up very soon. Sunshine right at the next game, and then Doom Eternal later this evening.
Right. This boss we have Rumor Honeybottom, another pretty difficult boss. This is actually probably one of the biggest run killers, but we're gonna actually try to use our newfound Whetstone Charm and try to kill her before she's able to really turn into a plane for final phase.
Yeah, that's the aim. Unfortunately, what goes against us is randomness with the platforms in specific. The way this fight works is that sometimes platforms disappear and just don't appear, and so they may prevent you from getting up close and hacking away.
We got the quick kill.
Nice. So you can theoretically do even better. You can kill her in one cycle. So before she even goes down to do the animation to transform into playing. But that one is really tough.
Yeah, if your damage is perfect and you have perfect platforms and you play perfectly, then you just have enough time to do it. I actually had really good platforms there, but unfortunately I wasn't able to pull off that extra quick kill.
Yeah, just goes to show how hard it is.
And this level is another very difficult run gun. This is actually the longest running gun in the game. Or it's the way that we do it. There's actually an auto-scroller section right here if you have time for some more donations, about 20-25 seconds.
Thing, we've got $25 from Icy Cookie. Doom, please, but can we also get some quick love for the Sunshine Glitch exhibition? How about both? And a $500 donation from Paco Taco. Rip and tear.
Jeez. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, those are some pretty big donations.
Yeah. People love Cuphead. People love charity. People love games done quick. Oh, this section right here. Okay, so there's an interesting piece of Cuphead lore that goes along with this section. This is kind of a pseudo auto-scroller. And Wolf had a very interesting way that he did to learn this section, because you're basically doing blind jumps this whole time. Why don't you go tell him about that, Wolf?
So, this section all looks the same, so I just found it impossible to memorize it all by the sheer mental effort. So what I did is I took the first thing I had visible, and it was a tissue, and I just drew the entire level, the entire level layout by hand. So that's how I ended up learning. I had the entirety of the platforms written on a napkin, very poorly drawn, and that's what I was looking at to memorize it. But it ended up working well.
It did the trick. Wolf's very good at that level now, so here you guys go. Those are the expert strats. We have Dr. Calculator here. This is a very difficult fight. This is basically the quintessential bullet hell of this game. You'll see for the final phase once that's coming up here. But very dangerous fight, usually a huge roadblock for new players. But we're going to hack him away with this Whetstone Charm and try to take him down as quickly as possible.
Hack the robot. And man, these strats here are all pretty tough.
Yep. A lot of precise dodging. We're going to use invincibility frames from the nuke here, and take a couple damage boosts to end up killing this guy as quickly as possible.
So not only, by the way, Whetstone looks hard to use, it's even harder to use than it looks, because it becomes apparent when you start using it on plane fights especially, because the parry's hitbox, the parry's like a hurt box, is like pretty small, so you gotta be very close to the hitbox you wanna hit. And like you realize just how many hitboxes in this game just shift in place, even when you have an idle animation. You just gotta account for it and move back and forth a lot.
Another aspect that people don't really think about until you start playing it this way is that every single time you do a parry in this game or do a whetstone hit like that, it creates 10 frames of screen lag. So during that time, it kind of throws you off a little bit because the bosses stop moving for 1/6 of a second there. And sometimes if you don't anticipate that it's going to do that, you might start dodging and have the thing not be in the position you think it's going to be because of that screen lag. There's a lot of things that go into up there. This is one of my favorite bosses to deal with the whetstone charm. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of
Mine too.
Jumping around.
Mine too.
I feel like I'm playing a Mega Man game and a Mario game all at once with this charge shot.
You're just dancing around the boss, basically.
That's quick fight.
Nice. Yeah, that was short.
Alright, we're already in the home stretch here. This game's been flying by, huh? We're gonna fight Captain Brineybeard next, and he's got a lot of pretty rough RNG. We're actually gonna switch our equipment up a little bit because he's a little too high for you to be able to hit with whetstone. And whetstone's not useful for the level after that as well, so we're actually switching back to smoke bomb. And we're switching to lobber as well.
Yeah,
and that makes
so you're basically doing 2 equips for the price of 1. You save having to do equip another time.
And the lobber EX comes in pretty handy for this boss. It ends up doing a pretty solid amount of damage, and you can shoot it from not necessarily up in his face.
Lobber EX does like ever so slightly more damage than the charge EX, so it's better to use that move as an EX move. And on top of that, there's like a very small optimization. Every time you switch the other weapon, it kind of helps you get a few bullets off. It's hard to explain, but like you get a few more normal bullets off when you switch the other weapon to use an EX move. Wow, yeah. Dude, Briny, when sometimes he's just there for you. Other times he's just in bad moods and he gives you nothing but terrible patterns.
There we go. Another boss down. And now we're moving on to the final run and gun level of the run. Ooh, we got an A+3. How about that? But the final run and gun of the run, Perilous Piers, is a pretty interesting level. Smoke Dash makes it a lot easier while using that. But the end section has a kind of a dangerous slow auto-scroller section, but we found out, actually I believe it was Studio MDHR themselves told the Mexican runner before one of his GDQ runs, a trick that none of us speedrunners actually found. But you can actually shoot the octopus at the end that you're riding on and have him speed up just a bit. It ends up saving, like if you're shooting him optimally, you end up saving close to 10 seconds in that section.
Yeah. Pretty cool that it was told by us by the developers. They got word that TMR was about to run a GDQ, and they sent him an email saying, do you know about these tricks?
So the developers seem like they're heavily involved with the speedrunning community, or at least enough that they're aware of the tricks and glitches in their game. I want to spread some of the information to help us out. Right now we're riding the octopus, and this section is very dangerous, especially if you're trying to get a pacifist rank on this. Because we have to try to dodge these shrimp. We have to go parry this pink parryable to get the octopus to shoot a cannonball to destroy these rocks in front of us, all while we're dodging these shrimp and shooting the octopus to speed them.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the hardest, if not the hardest, pacifist levels.
And now we're going to be changing our equipment one more time here, and we're going to be switching back to whetstone for the rest of the run, and we're going to be fighting Calamaria next.
Cool.
And a user might... Sorry, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, no, there's a fight where if you want to, you can really go ham with Whetstone and make it really fast.
Yeah, we'll see how the RNG goes here. But a user in my Twitch chat the other day told a really good joke. What does Cal Maria wear to math class? Anyone? An algebra.
Oh.
I could hear all the groans in chat already.
Well, can we talk about anything else? quick, what's to explain about Calamria?
Oh, I just missed cycle.
Ah, yes. You can potentially softlock on this fight. I guess
Yeah, you can. I'm holding back damage there a little bit because if you end up doing enough damage to push her into third phase before she's done her second phase animation, she ends up just disappearing. Her sprite just disappears in the soft lock. So as you see, the second phase there is extremely quick because that's how close we were to doing enough damage to trigger that. Now we're just getting up close and personal and smacking her face right here. Nice quick fight.
Yeah, here on Final Phase, the beam that she sends out is normally supposed to petrify you, but the hitbox doesn't spawn until like after a certain point. So if you're up close and personal, that hitbox doesn't hit you.
It's kind of a cheese. It comes in handy for casual playthrough too if you're struggling with Final Phase there. If you just stay very close to her face, she can't hit you. Even those little skulls that she shoots, they end up going behind you as well. But coming up here, we have Sally, which has a new glitch that lets you beat this boss faster on this version of the game than you can on the Legacy version. And it has to do with when you trigger the secret phase in this fight. You have to do enough damage at the same time to skip second phase, or to cause the second phase transition normally. I'm gonna try to do it right here. It's very precise.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, pretty precise.
First try.
Nice, you got everything first try in this round. That's awesome.
People familiar with Final Fantasy VI
game
might recognize the art style here as reminiscent of Kefka, Final Boss. I think that's what they're going for here. But we end up skipping a phase out entirely there. And a nice quick final phase. That was going very well so far.
Yeah, really good fight, really good run.
And speaking of Final Fantasy VI, the next boss reminds me, I don't know if it was directly where they took their inspiration from, but Phantom Express reminds you of the Doom Train from Final Fantasy VI. That those of you familiar with that game might recognize him as well, although unfortunately we cannot suplex him in this game. But I do have another corny joke if anyone wants to hear. How does the Phantom Express eat his food? You chews it. I can't blame that one on someone in my chat. That's a Jason original.
So there's that one cycle.
Yeah, I don't have the setup for it, unfortunately. I lost too much HP. We should be able to still do a little bit of a... We should be able to have a very quick second phase.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, moving on to the third phase. This phase is really fun. We're hoping that the right head attacks first here. It's RNG, of course, but I messed this up. Got the RNG I wanted to. But you can kill him a little bit faster there. Play perfectly. And now I have to go fight the front of the chain here.
Yeah, it was pretty tricky.
Yeah, 1 HP. 1 HP and a dream. Let's make this happen.
There's another pretty dangerous one. There's all the randomness. Awesome.
We have time for a few more donations as well.
Yeah, those flames.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I'll finish saying this then. These flames, they fly in random directions. They can just wreck you if they want to. So it's pretty dangerous, but no problem there. Go ahead.
All right, we've got $25 from Micmac. Awesome Cuphead run for an amazing event. Let's get this Sunshine Glitch exhibition hype.
Ooh, hype.
$50 from Rowcliffe. Shout out to my best friend Kyle watching with his daughter Ava. They just beat Cuphead. Everyone stay safe, and a huge thank you to all of those working during this time.
Get that heart orange, of course. So this is a very interesting fight. Anyone that's played Gunstar Heroes may see some familiarity between that game and this game, but there's basically 9 mini bosses here, and you can roll that die to determine which boss you land on. And we're going to go fight bosses 2, 4, and 9 because they end up being the quickest using this combination of weapons. And there's a chance that that there's a heart, that you get a heart for landing these bosses. But unfortunately, we got unlucky enough where there are no hearts over any of the bosses that we're fighting. So we don't get any bonus health for this, which is fine. We'll still be able to manage, but we'll have to do a little bit less damage boosting than we're used to.
Sorry, but I can't help but point out you said 249.
No, thank you. For those of you familiar with the legacy version of the game, boss 9 is the monkey. And monkey has an interesting glitch where you actually kill him really fast. It's been long since patched out of the game, but since that glitch doesn't exist anymore, it ends up being by far the longest fight.
Yep. Very, very long.
Pretty solid domino fight. Took 1 damage that I didn't mean to take, but it's not too bad. We're okay.
Yeah, luckily these bosses are not only, or like the 8 ball at least, it's not only fast, but it's also very easy. It's a very easy pick for us.
This boss is the cool thing about this boss is like there are very few bosses in this game that have this property, but you're able to jump into the boss and not take damage. So we're just going to be standing under him and hitting with this whetstone charm a lot, then dodging these enemies that come off the side. And if we do this correctly, we should be able to kill him just before he's able to shoot his second attack. Yep, there we go. Nice clean.
That was good. And then King Death himself, he doesn't have much health either.
He's basically another mini boss, but he's pretty tricky for a lot of people struggle with this if you're not used to parrying, which we've been using this whetstone charm the entire time. I think we'll manage, but you have to parry these cards to stay alive. I'm actually going to take a damage boost here. We can get an extra EX on him here, and to make things a little bit more intense, right?
Un dia Cuphead, if you're not finishing with 1 HP, you probably lost an opportunity.
On to the devil. Now we have a big decision ahead of us, guys. We went through beating up all these guys in equal hell, getting all their soul contracts to give to the devil. Do we want to give the contracts to the devil and join him, or do we want to beat him up and free all the citizens? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'd say we're playing as the more responsible Mugman.
Cuphead's a little bit of a hothead there. You don't know what he's going to do, but Mugman, he's the responsible one. He's going to say no to the devil. Kids, say no to the devil, okay? But we're going to go fight this guy. We got to go free everyone. We can't have this devil hanging out, disrupting everyone's lives. I'm going to take damage boost here. Why not? We're playing well. Let's take all the damage boosts.
Oh, that's a really good battle.
Yeah, it's gotten a little sketchy now, but let's see if we can beat this one both of us. Oh yeah, there's a pause glitch here. We actually did a pause glitch earlier, but there's a little pause buffer that we do there to actually skip an animation, which allows you to start damaging the devil a few seconds sooner than you're able to.
Phase 3 is the most... should I say anything?
Time's going to come up whenever we see knockout here. If I'm able to beat this guy first try, we'll see. This is a very difficult fight.
Yeah, Phase 3 is dangerous.
And that's game. That's Cuphead, guys.
Ooh.
Another photo finish.
That's an ending, yeah.
All right, that was a 54-second fight, too. That was an awesome fight.
That was a really good run. All things considered. Did you have a loadless timer?
My timer ended up screwing up. I don't know. Hopefully the timer on the stream was okay, but my timer ended up... I don't know what's going on with it today. It's not working too well. But we go by time without loads in this game, and the loads add probably about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to this category, so subtract that from the time. That'd be roughly what the loadless timers. But I just wanted to give a huge thanks to Wolf just for joining me on commentary. It's a very intense category. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff to explain, so it definitely helps to have someone with you here able to commentate that. And
no problem. Thank you for having me.
I wanted to give a huge shout out to the Cuphead speedrunning community. If this game made you want to play Cuphead, you might be wondering to yourself, how much does this game cost? It's like a $60 game, right? But no, it's a $20 game. So if you were willing to pay $60 for this, why don't you go buy this game and then donate $40 to the Coronavirus Relief Fund and get those donations in. But anyway, our Cuphead speedrunning community, if you're interested, go join us. We're on speedrun.com/Cuphead. Join our Discord. We love having new people. We love getting people to speedrun this game. We're always willing to answer questions for you. Also, big shout out to the GDQ staff just for having me and for being professionals all along the way, dealing with me and my technical issues a couple of times. And also, lastly, I want to give a shout out to my wife and kids. She's busy with the kids right now while I'm able to do this. So, big shout out.
Oh, that's how you got so good at these dad jokes.
Got a couple of kids around. I got to go get good at them. But anyway, I'll throw it back to the host. Thank you guys all for having me. I hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Thank you so much, Jason, for that incredible run. Chat, give it one more round of those chat claps you guys got going. It was really impressive. I am not nearly that good at Cuphead. Got a couple more donations here for you. We got $149 from Shredberg, who was our Super Meat Boy runner earlier. Hey GDQ, thanks for letting me die in the hit game Super Meat Boy a bunch live on stream. Putting this one towards unlocking Doom Dogturnal. Let's get it, guys. Keep up the good work. Corky Crew for life. And we are still headed towards that Doom Eternal incentive. We are now, wow, we have reached $16.5 thousand on the way towards that $50,000 incentive. I know you guys can make it. I've also got a $50 donation from Gun Makuma. Shout out to the handsome gentleman reading donations. Oh, that's me. Put this all towards Deus Ex. What a shame. And that's going to be it for my time here, actually. Thank you guys for letting me host. Thank you guys for watching CRDQ. I'm going to toss it over to a Twitch ad, and when you come back, you'll be met by the incredible host, as always, Skybills. Be right back.
Hello, everybody. I'm Hello everyone, I'm Skybills. Welcome back to Corona Relief Done Quick. I'm going to be your host for the Super Mario Sunshine segment. Now time for a few donations here. We have $200 from Adam and Toys 17 who says, let's see that SMS glitch exhibition. And on that note, let's take a look at where we are with that right now. We are currently 13,883 out of 15,000, so we are about 1,200, almost 1,100 away from doing that glitch exhibition. So if you would like to see that, and that needs to be met by the end of this run, please get those donations in. We have $50 from Vivi183 who says, let's go Sunshine Glitch Exhibition. Anonymous77 donates $10 saying, love you some Mario Sunshine in these trying times. Let's get that glitch exhibition. Stave donates $10 saying, just got my CRDQ pin from the Yeti. It will go perfectly on my GDQ pennant from this year. I've been a GDQ superfan since 2015, and while I'm sad that SGDQ has been delayed, I'm glad that we have CRDQ to tide us over. We have $25 from Alfra, who says, surprise GDQ is the best GDQ. Thanks for helping to support those risking their lives to help us keep us healthy and safe. Matt V donates $100 saying, thank you for your help and stay safe out there. Mojo donates $100 saying, I am so grateful to GDQ and Direct Relief in their work to provide essential supplies as well as to keep regular health care happening on top of the strain from COVID crisis. I, as a physician, continue to provide routine direct patient care. You, as a community of gamer philanthropists, continue to be awesome. Thank you very much. Campbell donates $160 saying, thank you so much for hosting this event and making it so easy to donate to a worthy cause. Thank you also for all the hours of entertainment and community in this time of social distancing. Ba8900 donates $25 saying, this goes to the Super Mario Sunshine Glitch Exhibition. Jatios Ruby donates $50 saying, Sunshine Glitch Exhibition. Thank you all so much for the support towards this. Fbox donates $50 saying, very cool that this was put together so last minute. Y'all are good. We have a $500 donation from Anonymous. No comment, but thank you very much for your donation. Shimshek donates $25 saying, thanks for putting this together when we all needed it. Good luck, runners, and thanks to everyone working hard out there. Carol Pickles donates $25 saying, let's make the Mario Sunshine Glitch Exhibition happen. Work Euro donates $100 saying, thanks for the work y'all are doing. And with that, I've been given the green light. Here we go, Super Mario Sunshine with Paper Mario and Ask Electric and Trey on commentary. Good luck, have fun, and take it away.